Welcome back. Talking more RV sales process. Today, we're talking the sales process from A to Z, right? Because if we don't know how to take our customers when they come into the dealership from the beginning of the sale to the close, and then even after the close, then maybe we're not putting ourselves in the best position to actually close a deal. So, if you're an RV dealer, if you're an RV salesperson that wants to get better at the deal, then this is the stream for you. Today, we're going to be talking about the RV sales process from A to Z. And the first thing that starts off the sales process is your introduction. The introduction is the very beginning and it sets up the whole precedence for the rest of the sale. It's where you're able to explain your buying process, where you're able to set your intentions, and where you're able to get your customer to agree to go through your sales process. And that's a big deal because we can't close an RV sale unless we're able to take our customer through the RV sales process, right? Because we can't close a deal if we don't get to the write up, if we don't get to the close, if we don't find out what they're looking for. Therefore, to actually get a deal done, we got to take a customer through the sales process. And if we're not doing it in the most efficient ways, if we're not asking the right questions, if we are, approaching it in the wrong way, then it can be biting us in the butt, right? So, first thing we're going to talk about is the introduction. That's the first part of the sale, and it's where you set up the rest of the deal. Okay, the introduction is probably the most important part of the sale because it is where you start off. It's where you line everything up. It's where you outlay what the customer is going to go through. So, what you need to understand about this is that customers, humans, people in general, we don't like surprises. We don't like to, go to a business and not understand the process. We wouldn't like it if we go to the grocery store and we didn't have carts or they changed up the whole buying process. We would be like, hey, I'm going to go to a grocery store that has the right buying process. So, as humans, as people, we don't like surprises and we like to know what we're going to go through. When we plan a vacation, a lot of the time, right? We buy the hotel, we know the location we're going to, we know the time we're leaving, we have things packed up. If we have trips that we're going to do while we're on vacation, sometimes we plan those ahead of time, pay for them ahead of time, schedule them ahead of time. And that's because customers, humans, people, we don't like surprises. We like to be prepared about what's coming forward. And the same thing goes in an RV sales process. So, the first thing we have to do when we're talking to our customer is we have to, introduce ourselves and we have to explain our buying process and set our intentions early. All of these things happen in the introduction. So you can see that a lot goes on in the introduction. It's not just saying hey and shaking our customer's hand, it's much more than that. And it's where we set the precedence for the rest of the sale. So, an introduction, in my opinion, should sound something like this. Hi, welcome to XYZ RV dealership. What can I help you with? Hey, we're here to look at RVs, but we're not buying today. Okay, great. No problem. Let me ask you this. Have you ever bought from our RV dealership before? They're going to say yes. They're going to say no. It doesn't matter what they say because what I'm going to come back with is, okay, great. Well, let me tell you how we do business here at our dealership. We like to sit you down. We like to ask you who, what, when, where, why, and how questions. You're going to be using the RV so that way we can get a good idea of the kind of RV that'll meet your needs and your family's needs. Once we have a good picture of what kind of RV, will meet your needs, then what I'll do is I'll take a look at my inventory to see if we have anything that even lines up. If we have RVs that line up, what we'll do next is we'll go out to the lot. We'll take a look at one or two RVs. Once we take a look at those RVs, we'll come back into the dealership. I'll show you the numbers. That way, you know exactly what you can pay in cash or at a monthly payment to own that RV. And if it's the right RV, you'll buy it. If it's not the right RV, I won't even ask you to buy it. Does that sound fair enough? And that's going to be my introduction. Now, what I'm doing there, A to Z of the sales process. So, introduction is the first part. The second part is explaining our buying process. The third part is setting our intentions early. Okay. Once we set our intentions early, fourth part goes to demoing the RV, right? Once we demo the RV, we're going to come back into the dealership. Next section, we're going to look at the numbers. So write up the numbers. So we go from a demo, we go to writing up the numbers. Once we go from the write up, we go to the close. And then after the close, well, we close the deal, we create happy customers, and now we do brand advocacy, and we ask for, customer reviews. We ask for, Facebook reviews. We ask for referrals. We ask for things that we can get more business back to the dealership with. And that's the sales process. So again, introduction, explain your buying process, set your intentions early. Okay. Demo the product. Once we demo the product, we write the numbers. Once we write the numbers, we go to the close. After we close the deal, we're doing brand advocacy. Okay, so that's the sales process A to Z, right? So we get in the introduction, we run through the introduction, we tell them what we're going to do because we don't want them to be confused. Once we go through that introduction, well, now the next part is hey, and we say that sounds fair enough, right? So go through the introduction. Oh, this is what we do. This is how we do business. Who, what, when, where, why, and how, right? We go out, we take a look at one or two RVs. Once we take a look at one or two RVs, we go to the numbers. Once we go to the numbers, we come to the desk. If it's the right price, you'll buy it. If it's not the right price, I won't even ask you to buy it. Sound fair enough? So that's your introduction. That is setting your intentions early, and that's explaining your buying process. So you're knocking out a few of the sales process, of the RV sales process. You're knocking a few of the steps out in the introduction. So be aware of that. Understand that your introduction is so important. Like, I cannot stress that enough. Your introduction needs to be solid. We need to be excited. We need to be ready to provide our customers with value. After our introduction, we learn what our customers are looking for. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the demo. Now, the demo, we're going to go out and we're going to take a look at one or two RVs. Now, we don't want to take a look at 5, 10, 15 RVs. We want to take a look at as little as possible, 1, 2, maybe 3 RVs, because the more RVs we show, the more confused our customers will get. The harder it will be for them to make a decision. It's like asking your spouse, hey, what's for dinner tonight? When we say, hey, what's for dinner tonight? They say, I don't know. What do you want? What do you want? And it turns into a 30-minute conversation about all the different foods that we could have, and we still haven't made a decision. If you ask your spouse, hey, what do you want tonight? Tacos or hamburgers? They're going to say, tacos or hamburgers, right? Whatever. They're going to make an easy decision. The same thing goes in RV sales. If we give too many options, it's going to be harder for our customer to make a decision, and then it's going to be harder for us to close the deal. So we're doing ourselves a disservice and our customer a disservice by showing too many units, because not only does it show our customer that, hey, we really don't know what you want. In addition, it wastes their time. It wastes our time. And the less time I have in a day to close deals means the less customers I can talk to. And in a long run, in a whole annual, in a year, when we're looking back and saying, hey, was I able to meet my annual goals? That is when it's going to matter, because if we're spending too much time in the front end with our customers, we won't be able to have the time needed to reach our sales goals in the back end. Have to be cognitive about that. So we go from the introduction. We set our intentions early. We explain our buying process. Now we go demo the product. So we're demoing the product. We're demoing the product using their emotions. We're showing features and benefits about the product that tie back to our customers' emotions. So, for example, if they told you in the interview and qualify that they like to kayak, and there's a kayak rack on the back of the RV that I'm showing them, then I'm going to say, look at this beautiful kayak rack. You could put your kayak there, your wife's, your kids, X, Y, and Z, so that way you guys can bring your kayaks to the river and go down all of the different rivers that you've never been on, right on the back of your RV. Easy to load, easy to unload. That's perfect for you and your family. Right now, if they don't kayak and there's a kayak rack on the back, I'm not going to highlight that as much. I might mention it maybe, but if they tell me that, hey, we really love outdoor kitchens and there's an outdoor kitchen there, well, now I'm going to highlight the outdoor kitchen. I'm going to be, hey, check out this outdoor kitchen. It's got the nice big mini fridge. It's got the running water. It's got the grill flat cooktop. So you don't have to, it doesn't have the burners. It's got like the nice actual grill cooktop that you would have at a real outdoor kitchen. And it's got everything built in right here underneath the awning. We have outdoor speakers, so we be listening to music while we're cooking up some food. I mean, what could be better than this? You and your family are going to love this outdoor kitchen, right? Or if they tell me, hey, I want a lot of room on the inside, or maybe I need an extra bunkhouse for the kids. Well, now if I'm in a big bunkhouse, I'm going to say, and look at this bunkhouse. Your kids are going to love this thing. They have plenty of room for games. They have room for their friends. They have room for an Xbox, an X, a Y, a Z, and they're absolutely going to love this. So while you're out there at the campground with your family and your friends, not only will you be having fun and creating memories, but your kids are going to love every minute of it. And you guys are going to have the time of your life. So when I'm demoing products, when I'm showing features and benefits of a product, I'm doing so and I'm tying it back to my customers' emotions, their needs, their wants, their desires, their goals. That's what I'm tying the product and the features of that product back to, so that my customers can start to take ownership in a sense and start to get excited about how they specifically will use this RV specifically. Okay, so once we do that, right, we have the introduction. We set our intentions early. We explain our buying process. We do the demo. We demo to their emotions. We demo to their needs, their wants. Once we demo and they love the RV, now we're going to come back into the dealership. We're going to sit down at the desk and I'm going to write the numbers up for you. That way, you know exactly what you'll have to pay for, whether it be cash or in a monthly payment, to own this RV. Another important part, because a customer is never going to buy an RV from you unless they have a write up. So we have to always go through a write up. So the more write ups we can do, the more deals we can close as well. So if we're in a demo, the next step is we're going to the write up, because you, as the customer, deserve to know what this RV will cost you on a monthly payment or cash. Whether you buy the RV today or in 5 years, that is still information that is good to know. So, by me providing you with a write up, I'm benefiting you. I'm giving you the information that you need, the knowledge that you need, whether you're going to make a decision today, in a week, in a month, or in 5 months. I'm helping you and I'm providing you with all the information that you would need so that you can make an educated decision on when buying an RV is right for you. So I bring them into the dealership. I sit them down at my desk, at the desk that I'm typically closing my customers at, and I'm going through the write up. Hey, what's your name? What's your address? X, Y, Z. These are the numbers. Boom. And once I'm at the write up, now we're going into the close. So right after we get to the write up, we turn that paper around. Hey, these are your numbers. This is what's going to cost you cash. This is what it'll be in a monthly payment. Buy the RV, sign right here. Right. So now, once we go from the write up, now we are in the close. So now it's time for us to close the deal. If we've learned in the interview and qualify that our customer should be buying an RV, and this is in fact the right RV for them, well, now it's our job to close the deal. So we go from the write up. Now we're in the close. Now it's time for us to close the deal. And while we're in the close, we have to keep in mind that we have to go past at least 5 objections before we will get a yes. And I would even say 10 objections sometimes, 15, 20 objections sometimes before we get a yes. But if you go through enough objections, you'll eventually get to the yes. And if you did a good interview and qualify and learned your customers' needs, learned their emotions, and learned what they were trying to accomplish, then that's also going to help us close the deal, because we're actually adding value into our customers' life instead of just showing them an RV. So we're in the dealer, we're in our desk, we're at, close the door at our desk, we're writing up the numbers, we're in the close. Now we're going for the close. Now, what is the best way to overcome an objection, right? Because if we have to overcome 5 or 10 objections before we can get to a close, then what is the best way to actually overcome an objection? And in my opinion, the best way that I've learned how to overcome an objection is to, not meet it head on, right? Kind of sidestep the objection and say, I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you this. How come you want to, not buy this RV today and keep putting your family or keep torturing your family or, not being able to go kayaking? Like, how come you want to keep doing that to yourself? You spent a lot of time working. You deserve to own an RV and to be able to do these kinds of things. So, if you don't buy this RV today, you're not going to be able to go, camping. You're not going to be able to go kayaking, and you're not going to be able to do those finer things in life. So, I know that it might be a little expensive, but your time, your memories, you traveling with your loved ones and your friends, kayaking down the river, all of that stuff is priceless. So sign right here. Now, if they say something like, well, yeah, that's a good point, Chris, but, I have to talk to my wife before I buy it. Well, I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you this. How come you want to talk to your wife? Your wife knows that you want to go RVing. You and your wife have been discussing your travel plans for the last 5 years on RVing. You guys have discussed all the different campgrounds you want to go to and all of the different things that you'll eventually do once you finally get that RV. This RV is the perfect RV. It's at the right price. And you're not getting any younger. It gets harder for us to go RVing as we get older. It gets harder for us to go down a river. It gets harder for us to go up a mountain, as time goes on. So, stop wasting your best years. Stop putting your family off. Stop putting your wife off and buy this RV today. Sign right here. Well, Chris, that's a good point, but, I got to make sure that I have the right truck or whatever it is. I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you this. We already discussed your truck. Your truck pulls 8,000 pounds. This only weighs 6,000 pounds. So it'll be the perfect RV for you. So you already have the right truck. You don't need an extra expense. All you need to do is buy this RV today and stop torturing yourself. You, your wife, your kids, you all want to be on the river. You all want to be camping. You all want to be traveling the United States. And you cannot do that until you buy this RV. So stop putting off your family. Stop putting off your dreams and buy this RV today by signing right here. Boom. Well, Chris, that's some very good points, but, I'm very thirsty and I got to go get a drink. I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you this. Why would you let a drink stop you from living your dreams? You're this close to buying an RV. It's the right unit. It's the right time. Your family is excited. They want to be RVing. You want to be RVing. Why are you going to let a drink stop you from buying an RV? What I'll do, sign this paperwork. I'll go get you a drink. That way you can have a drink and a new RV. Sign right here. Boom. So now you see, I can get through any objection by simply saying, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you this. And then I'm doubling back on the emotions. I'm not saying, hey, why do you need to talk to your wife? Your wife can't make a decision. Why can't you make a decision yourself? I'm not saying that. I'm saying, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but let me ask you this. Your wife, your wife, and you've been talking for years about traveling. You told me earlier that you and your wife want to go to Yellowstone, or, we're going back to the emotions that we learned and we're closing on those. We're not closing on the fact that they're getting a great deal. We're not closing on the fact that interest rates are good. We're not closing on the fact that this is a beautiful color or it's the only one left. And all of those can be positive things to a deal, but that's not what we're closing on. Customers don't get excited about a great deal. They get excited about camping with their kids, traveling with their loved ones, kayaking down the river, seeing the United States. Like, that's what people get excited about. And that's what people are going to buy when they're buying an RV. So we have to remember that when we're in the close, we're tying the close back to the emotions of our customer that we learned in the interview and qualify. After we get that close going, now we're going to brand advocate. We're going to say, hey, can you write me a review? Pull out your phone. I'm going to pull out their phone right there. I'm going to have them give me a Google review, a Facebook review, a Yelp review, as many reviews as I can have them make me. I'm going to have them do that for me. right? So I'm brand advocating. I'm saying, hey, let me ask you this. Do you have any friends or family who have been talking about RVing? I'd love to help them find an RV just as I've helped you. So now we're trying to, conjure up more business. We're trying to get more people into the dealership. We're brand advocating by having them write reviews so that when customers come back to look at our dealer online, they see great reviews, current reviews from customers that are buying in today's market. And as we brand advocate, as we get ourselves out there, as we write more reviews or get more reviews and talk to more customers and get more referrals and get more people back to the dealership, now we're taking them back through the sales process and we're going through it all the way again from A to Z. So, again, what is the A to Z's in RV sales? First one, introduction. Our second one, okay, explain the buying process. Third, we're going to set our intentions early. Okay. Fourth, we're going to demo the RV. Fifth, once we demo the RV, we come back and we write the numbers. Six, okay, once we write the numbers, we go into the close, right? So we write the numbers. Six is the close. Seven, brand advocate, customer reviews, referrals, getting people back to the dealership and just growing the dealership. If your dealership or business needs more customer leads, that's what we do here at IMR. So if your if your dealership or business could use more customers, then give me a call directly. That's what we do. 330-703-3930. Again, 330-703-3930. Give me a call directly. We love to help your dealership or business get more customers so you can close more deals. If you're an individual salesperson and when you get better at the sales deal in general, right? Maybe you want to get better at the sales process. You can grab the book, Sell More, Live More Sales Training. Get it on Amazon. Get it on Barnes and Noble. The link is in the description. Written by one and only, right? Chris Paulino. So go grab that book, Sell More, Live More Sales Training. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Barnes and Noble. I think it's $9 to $12 somewhere in there. So very inexpensive. If you don't like to read, you can also join our online sales training program, and you can do that at sellmorelivemore.net. So if you're an RV sales or an RV salesperson who wants to get better at the RV deal specifically, we have RV sales training right on our website, sellmorelivemore.net. You can sign up for that program as well. It's roughly $9 a month or $100 for the whole program. So very inexpensive, and it's going to pay itself off 10 times over once you get through that program. So if you're an RV salesperson and you want to get better at the deal, go sign up for the RV sales training. You can do it at sellmorelivemore.net. Sign up for that sales training and start getting better at the RV deal. But again, if you're a dealership or business that needs more customer leads, don't hesitate to give me a call because we'd love to help. 330-703-3930. We're going to be talking about RV sales and the sales process in general all year long. So if you haven't given us a like or a subscription on Facebook or YouTube yet, make sure you hop over to Facebook, hop over to YouTube, type in Infinite Media Resources and give us a like and a subscription. That way you can be here for all the different sales and marketing content that we'll be putting out throughout the year. So if you haven't given us a like or a subscription on Facebook, hop over there, type in Infinite Media Resources. Make sure you do that because, again, we're going to be talking about RV sales and the sales process in general. If you are a salesperson that wants to hop in a live role play with me, I'd love to do that as well. Feel free to give me a call. Feel free to shoot me an email. Let's get that scheduled in. That way we can get you on the show, do a live role play, and get you more dialed in on the deal. If you haven't connected with me on LinkedIn yet, make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn. Send me that connection request. I'll be sure to accept it. And again, I appreciate everybody that's been here, keeps coming back, and keeps giving us feedback for this RV sales process. While we're out there, let's be adding value to our customers' lives. Let's make sure we're asking the right questions. Let's make sure we're tying our RVs to our customers' emotions. And let's make sure we're going past 5, 10, 15 closes or objections so that we can get to a close and actually add value into our customers' lives. Again, thank you for being here at this RV sales process talk. We'll see you at the next